Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ala Anbiya wa Mursalin Sayyidina Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Greeting from all my fellowship from Kuantan, Pahang. We are about 20 of us here. Okay, so we start our lecture, continuing from about Allah 17, now about Allah 18. So at the beginning, there is Allah and nothing else. And therefore, Allah is eternal and absolute, infinite. Only He exists alone. Nothing else exists except Him. Alone, absolute, eternal, infinite. So if you can visualize an ocean, then the next day you see ice on the ocean. Where does the ice come from? Now here, definitely it's very clear, the ice comes from the ocean. Because the only existence before that was the ocean. Similarly, the only existence is Allah. So anything appear thereafter must be from Allah Himself. That is why we always say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. So at the beginning there's Allah, nothing else. So He's the eternal, the absolute, and therefore everything comes from Him and return to Him. There is no two ways about it. Everything comes from Allah and come back to Him. Okay? For those already deep in knowledge, when we say everything comes from Allah and return to Allah, you and me know it means that everything comes from His subtle self and return to His subtle self. Because if we say everything comes from Allah, go back to Allah, it can tantamount to Wahdatul Wujud. We are not into Wahdatul Wujud. So we say everything comes from Allah, we meant it to be from His subtle self and come back to His subtle self. Once everything evolved from Him or appear or manifested from Him, from His subtle self, they are not being left alone by Allah. The manifestation is controlled by Allah from the beginning until the end. The manifestation is controlled by way of the Lawh Mahfuz, or in other words, by His master plan. The Lawh Mahfuz is master plan. So the manifestations are not being given free rule, but is guided at every step by the master plan or the grand design or the law mahfuz or the predestination. Everything that comes, everything, not only thing, every manifestation is guided by the predestination. There is no free will at all. Because if there's free will, we can undermine Allah's power. We can't. So there is verse. All things we have record in a clear register or grand design, Allah Mahfuz. All things, nothing is amiss. Nothing. Even when we take our breath, it's already written. The flicker our eyes, written. Whatever inspiration comes to our mind, written. Every step that we take, written. If it's not written, we can never do it. Once it's written, we will do it without much ado. So bear in mind, everything that we do or did not do already predetermined or already destined in the grand master plan or the grand design, Law Mahfuz. And Allah said very clearly, nothing have we omitted from the plan. Not even atom's weight. Even anything smaller or bigger than atom. Everything recorded in the master plan. The predestination. Everything recorded. Nothing is amiss. If Allah miss even the slightest act or omission, He cannot be Allah. He's not perfect. He's a perfection. His plan is a perfection. Nothing is amiss, and we learn from science. It's a 12 billion years in the Quran, 6 phases of our human life or the mankind life or the creation's life in this universe is 6 phases according to science equal to 12 billion years. And for these 12 billion years, nothing is amiss. Even the nourishment for the insect, for the worms, birds, animals, fish, mankind and others. Everything already recorded in the master plan. And therefore, all the creation of Allah received their nourishment and never once it is forgotten. Every day they will receive it. So not even a slightest thing like slower than atom is amiss from Allah master plan, all covered. That is how great Allah is. The plan is fully perfected 12 billion years, and what He said, my plan is exceedingly firm. Because there is no alteration, perfect, completed, nothing is amiss. So his scheme, his plan is exceedingly firm. And therefore, since everything already perfected in the Lawh Mahfuz and is moving with time, therefore, nothing will change. Nothing will change. So if you stand on this, everything perfected, the plan is perfected, nothing is changed, there cannot be free will. No way. You cannot change the master plan. Otherwise, Allah is looked upon as foolish because you can change his master plan. And therefore, Rasulullah had said, those who said that they can change the master plan urgently is placed in hell. You can't. Because if you can change his master plan, Allah look very foolish. He's not all wise. That's why he say, my scheme, subtle scheme, exceedingly firm, not only firm, exceedingly firm. And you never will see that his plan will change. No way. Yeah. And again, he said in the Quran, no change will you see ever find in God's, that's a minute, two more, please. In God's ways. No deviation will thou ever find in God's way. Not only no change, no deviation. There cannot be deviation because it's perfect. They cannot be changed because it's perfect. His plan is perfect, absolute. And he has already set destiny for everything. Today, tomorrow, our destiny already stated. And come tomorrow, we will act accordingly to the destiny as set up by him. So, Professor Stephen Hawking said, it is hard to imagine how free will can operate if our behavior is determined by physical law. So it seems that we are no more than biological machine, and that free will is just an illusion. When he says physical law, he means that the law that exists but unwritten. You see a free will. When you see a chair, you sit down. You don't see a chair, you break the chair. Okay? When you see a door and window, you enter by the door. It's unwritten rule. Okay? You see food, you eat. You don't see food and you burn. You don't. Or you throw, You see water, you drink. This is unwritten rule. When you are tired, you sleep. Unwritten rule. Okay? So there is no question of free will. You are guided by the law that unwritten, but present in this world. And therefore, say Abdul Qadir Shaykh, verily all in the hands of Allah, be it good or bad. He ascertained them from the outset. We have no say, no choice. She said no choice. I give example, when you born, you are female, you remain female until you die. You become male until you die male. You are born Malay, until you die. You Malay, you Chinese, until you die. No, there's no free will. Your nose is in front. You cannot change and put behind. No free will. I don't like my nose here. I want to change it behind. You know, huh? There is no free will. I don't like my eyes. I want my eyes to be blue. I don't like black. No choice unless you use what you call it, lens, contact lens, blue color. Right? No choice. So he ascertained it from beginning. And this, the fact that one must accept. When you don't accept, then you start questioning. You're not happy. But all belong to him. He can do anything that belongs to him. He's the sole owner, not you. We are the manifest. Manifest doesn't exist. We have to keep our mouth shut. Manifest does not exist. So how can you want to change his plan? You can't. He has ascertained them from outside. So everything you can see to come from the small dot. Everything. And Allah, here Allah, all things create. All things created belong to the Creator. True, as you see, the the ice on the ocean belong to the ocean, absolute. As such, nothing can lay claim to anything. So you cannot say the ice belong to you when it's created by the ocean. Just example. So if everything created by Allah from his subtle self manifested all this creation. So you cannot claim belong to you. Therefore, all come from him, will come back to him. Thus, your soul, your mind or your thinking, your flesh, your time, your good, your honor, this all belong to Allah. To give better example, when you are born into this world, right? The soul, the sense, flesh, times, the good and the honor that you acquire when you are born are not born by you, but was acquired by you, given by Allah, and you acquire. It's not you create them. Again, your soul become holistic. That because Allah gave it. Your sense, from baby you become very observant, learned. All this come from Allah. The flesh of your body come from Allah. Time definitely belong to Allah. In the hadith, Allah says, I'm time. Adam children hurts me by them criticizing time. So time also belongs to Allah. And every goods, every possessions that you have belong to Allah. Even your honor belong to Allah. We have nothing. We are just manifestation, nothing. All belong to him. Yeah. So since all belong to him, all come from him, and you are just manifestation. And he has created a master plan, a grand plan he has created. Then everything will follow this grand plan. There is no two ways about it. And therefore he say, but those who have knowledge and who have faith in Allah will say, indeed you will live according to Allah's plan or decree until the day of resurrection. So there is no choice. If you learn to accept this, then your life is more easier than you want to deny it. So let's take, for example, we have established that all belong to Allah. So if a person lost his only child, if he understood this, what I'm to put forward, he will never be angry to Allah because all belong to Allah. But if you cannot understand what I'm trying to tell you, you will be very upset with Allah. And it doesn't make sense when you learn, he said, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. From me, to me, and from me, you come back. All belong to absolute possessions. So you will never be angry or upset or sad or what. You will accept destiny. Okay? And you will never will object or you will never disagree with destiny. And this is for a fact. When you are born, this destiny or book of life is already hang spiritually on your neck, on the infant neck. Before it was born, or when it was born, it was already hang onto the infant neck spiritually. And we shall bring out from him a book. It's already hang on your neck. And this book will be brought out when you die. And we say, read your book on the judgment day. You yourself are sufficient as a reckoner against you this day. So that book, the book of life, that was hang on your neck, which you have to follow until the day of resurrection, that book also will be the book for you to read yourself on judgment day. Okay. And we have no choice in the matter. No choice. So you're born a male, you have no choice. You have to live as a male. You're born Indian, Chinese, Malay. You have to live accordingly. No choice. Okay. Even if you at home, for example, in Europe, it is predestined you will die in Thailand because of tsunami. You will go to Thailand and die. You have no choice. Okay? Because that place of death already listed in the grand plan or the master plan. And many will say, don't we have part to play in our destiny? And Allah say, all this belong to Allah. You got no say. You got no part to play. All belong to Allah. When He say kun, everything ready. 12 billion years, 6 phases, completed, perfect, no change, exceedingly firm. Okay? So there is no need for you to interfere. Everything will move accordingly with the master plan, the law mahfuz. Okay? And therefore Allah say all is from Allah. Why you don't understand? All is from me. Why you don't understand at all? All from Him, He controls everything absolutely. You cannot interfere at all. Don't you understand? You see, Allah said, the management of things is certainly with Allah. And this is a point that I want also to tell you. All the desires in this world or life, all the desires is actually divine desire. You desire to be good, it's actually divine that already stated for you to be holistic. So that's why you are inspired to desire good things, holy things, and so on. It's already in the divine plan. You cannot suddenly wake up one day and say, I want to be a holy person, unless there is an inspiration come to you. And then the inspiration that causes you to say, I want to be holy. That's why Allah said, I inspired good deed and evil deed. Okay? Just manifestation. You have no power. You can't do anything. Okay? The manifestation is like a shadow on the wall. It will move according to the object that is related to. Like your hand, the shadow of your hand on the wall. You can move your hand and the shadow will move. The shadow can't move by itself. The hand movement that causes the shadow to move. Similarly, is the grand plan, is the master plan that causes you to move according to it. It's not the other way around. And there's no two ways about it. Okay? The management definitely with Allah. You have got no choice. You don't manage yourself. You look at your children. Every parent wants to manage the children well. But many of them in the end fail miserably because the children refuse to follow what their parents want them to do. So, are the parents controlling the children? No. The parents controlling the children will obey what the desire of the parents, but they refuse. They have their own way. So, to whom do they obey to or being managed? It's by Allah. And that is through the divine plan. Okay. And as such, if you think you're in control, you will be disappointed. But if you realize these are all controlled by the Almighty, whatever happens, you will say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. Okay. You have no control of anything at all. That is why Allah says, don't they really understand this simple fact? You don't. And certainly he say, but truly the command with Allah in all things. Everything is controlled by him from day one until the end. And we are just subservient, obedient to carry out what the master plan had created. But you think, I rebel. I don't want to follow the master plan. That is also in the master plan. For you to rebel, it's only in. You see, you are not free from the master plan or the predestination. It's like a fish swimming in the ocean. It can swim anywhere it likes. It can hide anywhere it likes in the ocean. The ocean is the master plan or the grand design of the predestination. The fish doesn't realize that they are living within predestination and live according to predestination. Same like us. We are living in the grand slam, in the predestination. We act according to predestination. There is no two ways about it. And therefore, we say, but truly the command is with Allah in all things, not us. Okay. If we are in command, then those who have stroke can command his body to be cured. You got no command. Those who suffer dementia, you cannot bring back because the memory that were lost, because you're not in control. Those, if you're still not satisfied, look at your hair. Your hair become white, you got no control. Look at your age, you become old, you have no control. Look at your teeth, some were gone, you got no control. And look at your body, come to a certain age, out of shape, no control, right? If you have control, you want to be good, strong, and friendly, handsome, rich, you have no control in your life. Truly, the command is with Allah in all things. So, once you understand this, that what I'm trying to tell you, everything will work, will act according to the master plan, Law Mahfuz, or the grand design. There's no two ways about it. You have no choice. Everything will conform with the master plan. Once you can accept this, and that's what Said Amr Rifai is saying, once you have true knowledge of God, you understood this, then you will be guided divinely. And as such, you will no longer be ignorant. Therefore, if anything happens, you will say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. Will accept wholeheartedly without being angry with Allah. Okay. And from my experience, I must tell you that once you accepted the fact that you have no control over your destiny, Allah is the one in control of your destiny. Once you accepted this and live according to this acceptance, you find that you are much wiser. You find that you will not be stressful. You find that you have deeper knowledge about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or how the divine plan work. But you must accept. That's why Rasulullah said, you don't enter paradise because of your good deeds. You enter Allah, paradise, because Allah acceptance of you. And you must accept Him. It's only through acceptance that you are free from stress, from burden, emotional burden, mental burden, by acceptance or surrendering, then you can live a full life. Then you can guard your faith. Then you can more understand and love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once you accept your situation, surrender to Him, accept that He's most wise, that everything He predestined, He planned for you is the best. Otherwise, He's not all wise and He cannot be God. That is why Allah in the Quran says, do you think that everything I done got no merits? Everything got merits because He's most wise. So, look, your life, do you want to surrender to a person to administer or manage your life? Or do you want to surrender to Allah, the most wise, to administer or manage your life? Which one? I mean, you're foolish. You're going to trust a man. Allah is the most wise. So He's controlling your life, administer your life, all that. And He's most wise. And everything that He planned must be the best because He's all wise. If not the best, He can't be God. But a man who you depend to administer your life, he can't even see what's going to happen tomorrow. he can't see. But Allah's good. So whom you want to hold or want your life to be administered? Allah or a human? I mean, if you are wise, definitely you will want Allah to administer it. And once you understood this, then you are no longer ignorant. You want your life to be managed by Allah Himself, most wise and most knowing. So once a person is slated by Allah to be a good one, once you understood what I'm trying to tell you is, then Allah will grant you a deep understanding on religious knowledge. You will never be angry with Allah. You will be satisfied with Allah in every event that happened in your life. That you will trust Him wholeheartedly. And your trust never wavers. Because you understood what tonight I want to pass it to you. Once you know this, you will never distrust Allah. And therefore you see Prophet Abraham, he was thrown into the fire. He trusted Allah. Why he was thrown into the fire? Because he criticized his people worshipping the idol which man made him. They got angry, threw him into the fire. But he trusted Allah 100%. He doesn't know whether the fire will burn him or not, but he trusted Allah. And Allah ordered the fire to be cool and not to burn him. He trusted Allah when he was inspired to slaughter his only son, Ismail. Not his only son, his eldest son, Ismail. He trusted. And Allah changed his son to an animal for sacrifice. That's why we Muslims have the Hari Raya Korban. He trusted Allah. And therefore Allah called him Halilullah, Allah's companion, because he trusted Allah. So it is a trust that you must build up. No matter what hardship, burden you face, you must always go back to him and hold on to him and see everything come from you will return to you. You are in charge of everything. And Allah says, these are persons who are guided and will be rewarded. So, once you understood what I'm to impart you tonight and later on, later, next week and so on, please surrender to him. Trust him wholeheartedly. Don't waver. That's why Rasulullah was commanded, "O Muhammad, be the first to surrender." And then our Rasulullah said, "I and my followers surrender to the Almighty." Okay. Once surrender, meaning once you surrender, it means that never in your heart or part of you will rebel against Allah. Instead, you become subservient to him. And that is Islam. Subservient to his will, submission to his will. But to reach that stage, you must accept everything that he has stated in his master plan are the best for you. Because this event that he stated in the master plan have merits. Have merit, definitely have merit. You must have confidence in it. There's no two ways about it. If this event in your life have been listed by the Almighty in the Law Mahfuz, say it. I trust my Lord or God. I trust Allah or God or the Almighty. I trust him. I know that what have been listed for me in the Law Mahfuz are the best. That's why he always asks, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, fa bi ayyi rabbikuma tukadziban. What my goodness or my marriage that you deny. So you have to trust him. Everything that is listed in your destiny is the best. You must stand firm on it. Even to the extent that people say, unless you change this concept of belief, trust in your God, I will kill you, even to the extent of your life. You stand firm. You see everything listed in the Law Mahfuz of my destiny is the best because it comes from Allah, the most knowing. Stand firm, even you lost your life for it. So you look at Mashita. Pharaoh wanted her to give up Allah. She stood firm even to the extent of she lost her family, even the infant she lost. But she stood firm. And when the prophet went for night ascension mirage, past her grave, and her grave was smell, if fragrant, beautiful smell. So when prophet said, whose grave? They say Mashita. Okay. Stand firm like Abraham, even thrown into the water, into the fire. Stand firm. Do not waver. Okay, stand firm. So those truly fear Allah among His servants, they who have knowledge of Allah, right? Allah is exalted in might and of forgiving. That means once you understood this, Allah being most wise will never create something substandard. No way. Everything that Allah created are the best. You must stand firm on that. No matter if you lose your life. The best, what Allah have created for me, the best. Even if He created you disabled, yes. Even He made you lost your power and become disabled, yes. Whatever He has listed for me in the Law Mahfuz are the best, and I stand firm to that. And that's what happened to Prophet Ayub. Prophet Ayub. All kinds of calamities fell on him. His family, his husbandry animal, his crops, his health. Still, he never wavered, and the belief that Allah is the best. Even Professor Yaqub, when he lost Joseph Yusuf, the sadness made him lose his eyesight, but he never wavered in trusting Allah. In the end, he got back Joseph. In the end, Ayub got back what he lost. You must never waver. That's why I had to remind you. You hang on to Allah, no matter what come may, you hang on to Him. Then you are like the coconut husk, sabut husk. It will never sink. Even but push into the water, it will come out. Because of your strong belief in Allah, that He's most wise, that everything He does is the best for you. And you don't wave in your belief. You stand firm. If you waver in your belief, look at Yunus alayhi salam. He wavered in his belief, and he got swallowed by a big fish. Only in the belly of the big fish, he realized his mistake, and he reverted back to Allah. He repented from his disbelief. And he went back to Allah. And Allah said, because you always remember me, I will release you from the belly of the fish. Otherwise, you will remain there until Armageddon, Kiamat. Please, please, please. Hang on to Allah. That is the rope that will never break. And remember the surah Wat Duha. I will never abandon you, Allah said. And that, when Professor Jeffrey Lang read that, he cried 20 minutes. You know, for the Almighty, the surah Wat Duha say, I will never abandon my creations. And that is really very forceful, very great for Almighty to say He cares about us, a minor. Let's say we are poor, even food not enough on our table. And then the king come to our humble house and say, I'll guarantee your nourishment and your life. I guarantee will be good to you. For a king to come down to say that, why? It's really mind-boggling. You say, oh my God, the king is so good. We just a humble servant. He guarantees us that. And that is Surah Wat Duha. I shall never abandon my creation. But if you don't understand, then you abandon him. When you abandon him, and so be it now, you will suffer like hell, you know. But you abandon him. He did not abandon you. Okay. So if you are those truly fear Allah, those who really stuck to Allah, what you call it, in happiness or sorrow, you hang on to Allah because you have the knowledge. Okay. So those truly fear Allah among His servants are those who have knowledge. For Allah is exalted in mind of forgive. You knew that everything destined for you are the best was created by Allah, the most knowing. If not the best, it cannot be Allah, because there is deficiency in Him. You know? So you have to trust Him, be it good or bad. But within that, there are merits, a lot of merits behind what has been slated for you in the low mahfuz. So that's why Allah says, what? His kindness you denied. So again, Allah say, are those equal, those who know and those who do not know? You all know that Allah is most wise. Therefore, what He created must be the best. And He's the God that you worship. How can you not hold to Him? Hold to Him, you have the knowledge. And you are no longer blind. You understood Him well. Because you have the power to see through the eyes of Ma'rifah. That you can see behind the sifat, behind the hakikat. You could see the one that is in charge is the subtle self. It's not the manifestation. The sifat and the hakikat, the essence and the sifat are all the existent. The sifat and the hakikat are creation. And they are manifestation. The one that control in power is the subtle self behind. You have the knowledge. It's not the manifestation that play the role. It is the subtle self behind the creations that move the creations. It's like you look at the car. It's not the car that moves. It's the engine in the car that causes it to move. So you see the creation, all the creation around you, all their actions are really moved by the subtle self. Manifestation, no power, nothing. We or the essence are manifestation, no power. We move, we act because the subtle self that causes it. So you have the knowledge. You have the eyes that see. Therefore, you are not the same with others who are blind, who can only see the facade that is a sifat. Can't even see the hakikat, the essence. Worse, can't see the subtle self behind on all this, who actually have amusement and play. He is the one that acts. And all the action that you see before you are the action of the subtle self. Why he does that? Because in the Quran he says, life in this world is amusement and play. To him, he wants to have his amusement and play. So the manifestation will act according to what he wants. So you put your hand before a lamp or bulb, and you can see your shadow of the hand on the wall. So your hand is in between a lamp, lighted lamp, and the wall. So because your hand is in between, so there will be a shadow on the wall. That is the manifestation. The manifestation move because your hand moves. Your shadow will do things because your hand that caused it to do it. So when you close your hand, the shadow will close. You put up your hand, the shadow will put up. You close the small finger, the shadow will do that. The shadow is manifestation. Okay, manifestation doesn't have power. Manifestation does not have life. The manifestation does not die. It is just manifestation. Okay. So, trust in Allah wholeheartedly. Don't waver. Be it in good, be it in bad, be it in any situation. Hang on to Allah. He is the most wise, the most knowing. How can he make mistake? No way. Okay. So if you can hold on to this, then you are guided by Allah. and your life will become, will be straightened up, and you will enjoy your life because you have complete understanding of the way the master plan works. Okay, so I stop here. I hope you can absorb what I say and stand firm no matter what comes. Your trust in Allah must be absolute without wavering. Back to Bayu. Thank you very much.